I would now like to call our final delegate speaker. I'm sure many of you have plenty to add and you are keen to speak out, and you will have your chance soon. But let me, in the meantime, call Karuna Rana from Mauritius. She's only 22, but has packed a lot into her short life. She was born in Mauritius, spent part of her childhood in Mumbai. Currently, she's a final year student in chemical and environmental engineering. Even so, she has found time in the last year to represent Mauritius at the World Standards Workshop on Tackling Climate Change and at the UNEP Tunza International Children and Youth Conference on Climate Change in South Korea, and was recently the coordinator for 350 org for the International Day of Action last year. Let me call on her. She's also been a campaigner for climate justice. Please come and share your ideas with us, Karuna, and then we will.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Annan. Distinguished councillors and dear delegates, one young world, 25 today, leading the world tomorrow. But what if this very tomorrow did not exist for some of us present here? I've been talking to my roommate yesterday. She's Maldivian, and I'd like to say something. I'd like to quote what she said to me. I'm quoting, "I want to make a difference at one young world. I want to make myself, my family, and my country proud. But what if I don't have a country to make proud of?" This is the very case of every Maldivian living in the constant fear of disappearance. It does not take oneself to be a scientist or expert to say that climate change is happening. Just a look around is sufficient to say that it is. The impacts of climate change have already been felt over the past few decades, and we are now in the 11th hour. If no appropriate action is taken at the right time, I'm just sorry, I'll start again. If we don't take actions at the right time, we'll be facing daunting challenges on ourselves and the environment. We're now currently at 390 ppm of CO2 in the atmosphere, and this number is rising by 1.5 to 2 ppm annually. Some scientists say that we need to be at 350 ppm of CO2 in the atmosphere. But the question is when and how. I'd like now to tell a bit about my country, Mauritius. Mauritius is a sub-Saharan African small country of 1,865 kilometers square, situated in the Indian Ocean, and is a upper middle income developing nation with a population of 1.2 million. Similar to all other small island developing states, Mauritius is very vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. The country has seen its worst drought in the year 1999 and an overall decrease in the past 50 years. However, when it does rain, it rains a lot in a small amount of time, causing heavy floods. It has also been seen that cyclones have become more intense with high gusts of winds. On the other hand, we see high waves of 3 to 4 meters, which is causing serious damage to the beaches and the coastal environment. And talking of sea level rise, let me just tell you that sea level rise does not only concern small islands like Mauritius. More than 70% of the world's population live on coastal plains, and 11 of the world's 15 largest cities are situated on the coast, as reported by Greenpeace International. The Copenhagen conference outcomes were not up to the expectations, whereby no legally binding agreements were reached among the key stakeholders. The critical issues that small island developing states like Mauritius demands are to have pressure on the highest polluting countries to reduce their CO2 emissions by 2020, and to raise funds to help countries like Mauritius to adapt to climate change. Although a small island developing state like Mauritius is called for adaptation rather to mitigate climate change, the Mauritian government has already taken initiatives to solve this problem. More than 20% of the electrical needs of the country is met by renewable sources, mainly sugarcane bagasse. With the Maurice Îles Durable project kicked off by the Mauritian government in 2008, which aims at transforming Mauritius into a sustainable island, the country is now aiming at 65% autonomy through the use of biomass, solar, and wind resources. The Maurice Îles Durable project has also provided subsidies in the purchase of solar water heaters and provided 500,000 CFL lamps at subsidized rates. Other ongoing projects include the setup of a wind farm and 2 hydro projects and a land-based oceanic industry. I'd also like to bring to your attention that following these developments with regards to the Maurice Îles Durable project, Mauritius has recently been classified on the 6th position worldwide, behind countries like Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Costa Rica, as per the Environmental Performance Index studies conducted by the environment experts at Yale and Columbia this year. If a country like Mauritius, despite its geographical remoteness, small size, vulnerability, can take this initiative, I see no reason that other countries of the world can't. Me, myself, and you, we youth, we under the age of 25, represent nearly half of the world's population. As global youth, we have a lot at stake as the worst impacts of climate change will be felt in the forthcoming years to come. Therefore, we have a key role to play for influencing governments to take more appropriate policies, to formulate appropriate policies and reach a comprehensive and balanced agreement to cut down on CO2 emissions. The future is not over. Apart from legislative actions and political will, individual and grassroots level actions do matter. We often think that a small action might be insignificant, but these very small actions make a big impact. Let's not forget that every single drop is what makes up an ocean. Thank you.